What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel. And today, very excited to bring to you guys episode 1 of our Madden 26 franchise mode with the Las Vegas Raiders. Deontay Thornton, first grab of the series, is a Superman dive. It has been 5 years, 5 Madden since we did our last Raiders franchise mode. It was one of my favorites. If I'm power ranking all the franchise modes we've done in this channel's history, that's probably top 3. We had a lot of fun. It was the year that they had Antonio Brown in training camp and Coach Gruden, and we had some real good storylines. I think back of maybe our Toronto Huskies franchise, relocation franchise was off the chain. I love our Carolina Panthers franchise with the legend Keith Taylor. But what we're about to do here today with this series is hopefully make this now the greatest franchise in channel history. As you can see with the Raiders, they have a very inflated 80 overall. They have no way, shape, or form an actual 80 overall. You can see right there in the middle, there's a 92 overall defensive tackle. It does not exist on this roster anymore. But when you look at the dev traits, I see 6 hidden dev trait players from the 2025 NFL draft class. That is fun. I see passing, rushing, pass rush, coverage, the worst in the league. Who cares? Team speed, first in the NFL. That's all I need to see. Now for deciding what our coach type is going to be, I've already dropped my coach breakdown on Offensive Guru, and the plan is on Monday, tomorrow, to have a Defensive Genius video and the Development Wizard video come down and break down. I think, in my opinion, Offensive Guru and Development Wizard are my favorite 2 archetypes for coach. I kind of feel like I've looked around at other franchises. Everyone's kind of going towards Development Wizard because with Development Wizard, you get a mixed bag of like, you get some defensive head coach abilities, some offensive head coach abilities, and a lot of like, scouting and player XP boost, which is great. So do something a little bit differently. I'm going to go with Offensive Guru, and I have a perfect reason as to why. So we're going to go with the legendary Pat Phoenix as our coach. We'll go offensive, defensive playbook, both with the Raiders. He's going to have a man bun because that is what a man named Pat Phoenix strolling the streets of Las Vegas would be rocking, on top of the fact that we got to have the arms out. I know it's a climate-controlled, but it's a desert on the outside. We will go jeans. We go Nike all-whites. And we have the firest coach that's ever existed. And like that's how I want it to be, right? Normally when you go to this spot, it's gonna give you the the headshot of the coach. No, I want it crotch level from here on out. Every cutscene, crotch level, please. Now for settings, we're pretty much going with default all Madden. We're going with 12-minute quarters, accelerated clock. We're gonna go with a 3 offensive play call cooldown, just so I don't abuse any meta plays that we start to get into a rhythm with the offense. With wear and tear turned on, we're going to go with default dev trait management as well. I said you may be surprised that I went with Offensive Guru for my coach archetype and not Talent Wizard, which is probably the most popular coach build that I've seen some franchises going up with. And the reason is I think there's 3 abilities that I personally want to have as soon as possible in my main franchise mode. And the Offensive Guru coach is the only coach that can get those 3 abilities without relying on an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator to do so. Because if you have your OC or DC get poached, or they kind of suck, you don't just want to keep them around because you have that one ability with them. With the Offensive Guru coach, I have access to Camp Counselor ability. You get this at level 27, or you can budget your points to unlock it as soon as you can afford it, which we have got the first 3 tiers here for it. Tier 1 gives you an additional 100 rookie snaps for gold medals in training camp. That is for unlocking hidden devs of rookies. And with the Raiders, we have 6 rookies tied for the most in-game with dev traits. We're going to get some benefit out of that. Tier 2 and Tier 3 give us up to a 4 times XP boost for training camp minigames. And as soon as I can afford it with 60 points to cost upgrade, we get that 5% boost to dev trait upgrade odds in training camp. Sick. I want that. The second ability of 3 that I want is After School Tutor, which you unlock base level 28 for Offensive Guru, or budget your points accordingly. And the first 3 tiers of this unlock the additional 3 focus player training during your weekly training to give you 6. All 6 slots have been unlocked. Like default, I only have 3 players getting that extra XP. We now have all 6 every single week getting that extra XP. as well as that very nice tier 4, which gives us a 10% increase to training XP for all players on our team. The third best ability that I really want is Scout's Honor, which you don't unlock till level 45, which if you want to try to be a purist, good luck. Level 45 is probably going to be, especially with a bad, if you're picking a tough rebuild, getting that year 7, probably year 8, somewhere in that range. Or you got to budget accordingly. Every other ability to unlock costs you 40 points, which is a lot. 40 is expensive. This one costs 60. And every tier to unlock within that is also more expensive than just about every other tier, but it is worth it because it's going to give you 5 tier 3 scouts. It's going to help you dominate the information process of a draft class, and it's going to give you the best chance to find all the hidden studs and gems, which, come on, that's the name of the game. That's the funnest thing to do in franchise mode, in my opinion. So with this coach build, I do not have to rely on my offensive or defensive coordinator to have access to those 3 abilities. Once I unlock them, they're with my coach for good, and I want that insurance. Now, the first thing is first, we want to take a look at the roster. We have kind of an elephant in the room. Those legalities and stuff like that, but we are going to embrace the severely difficult challenge of dealing with this huge $37.5 million penalty to make sure our roster is in line with where the Raiders are at in real life. The Raiders also made this trade with my Philadelphia Eagles, which I will say, from a rating standpoint, you think you're getting finessed, but Thomas Booker was kind of like a standout at D tackle for us the last couple preseasons. It's not a bad trade. Let's take a look at this Raiders offense. I would say the offensive line, we'll start with the big hog mollies up front. Colton Miller's a very good left tackle. Still on the right side of 30, 87 with a dev trait. Did get paid, so very expensive, but we're at a spot with a roster that I don't think the salary cap is of great concern to us, especially in year 1. I think that's why the Raiders are taking that Christian Wilkins massive cap hit. I know it's in real life, it's going into the courts, but for this franchise, we're going to have to deal with it. I don't think it's going to crush this team right away, but we got Miller's expensive. We have Parham at left guard who's solid. We have Jackson Powers Johnson, the second-year man out of Oregon, 77 with a star dev. I have very high expectations that he will develop into one of the best centers in the NFL. And then on the right-hand side of the offensive line, I'm going to go with youth over experience. We have Jordan Meredith, who's a capable starter, also can play center. We have Glaze, who's capable starter at right tackle, but I'm going to throw the rookies into the fire here. We have Rodgers, 71 overall with a dev trait. The Texas Tech man is not a perfect scheme fit as a power player, but I mean, if we really want to make him a scheme fit, it's not that far off. And I usually try when a rookie's this close, we'll probably take all of his upgrade points and put them into the agile archetype. 86 strength, good impact block. Every blocking stat is at least in the 70s, so we can work with that. And then we have Charles Grant from William and Mary. Now, this is more lofty expectations that he can make the jump up in level of competition, but he's a perfect scheme fit as a 70 agile. He's a guy that has really, really nice stats, very good athleticism, 75 speed, 77 acceleration. We got that 86 impact, 78 lead blocks. If we can get him down to the second level, he's going to make some plays for us. So I'd like to think on the offensive line, overall, this is a group that we could probably keep together and develop and just see how high of a ceiling they all have together. Tight end room, we got depth with wear and tear on, with injuries. Things are going to arise. I think there's going to be value in us keeping Michael Mayer in this instance. Unfortunately, he's kind of tanked his trade value a little bit over the years just because he's now got stuck behind the best young tight end in the NFL in Brock Bowers, a 90 overall X factor. And I love it, man. I am someone that loves to utilize a very nice time. You know what? I'm very surprised he doesn't have a C on his chest. He has earned the C on his chest. Brock Bowers, the ratings, 89 speed. I mean, he could be a slot wide receiver, honestly. A big slot. He has that type of skill set. As you can see, with the blocking, it's fine. 66 impact block, 57 pass, 58 lead block, 61 run. Like, you know, I wouldn't say he's a liability. You just, you know, we're not going to be running towards his side with the expectation that he's going to be stonewalling and setting an edge. We need this guy to catch the football. That is why he has that 96 catching, that 91 acceleration, that 83 short route running, that 85 catch in traffic, that 88 spectacular catch. Taking a look at his abilities, we have the double me ability, which is going to, when he enters the zone, increase his success rate on aggressive catches against single coverage. We also have deep out elite. We have tank and route technician. I don't really want to go in and manipulate these abilities just quite yet. I think we go out the box and see what Brock Bowers can do as the game intended it before we start, you know, moving things around. As for the rest of the pass catchers, we have Jacoby Myers, who's going to be a really solid slot wide receiver. We got Jack Betch, one of the best stories in the NFL throughout the whole draft cycle. In case you've been living under a rock, basically there was that tragedy in New Orleans last year, 2 years ago, I think it was, where the guy like drove down Bourbon Street, I think, in a truck and hit people. And his brother, unfortunately, succumbed to his injuries. And like they did a whole piece during Senior Bowl week, and he caught a touchdown wearing his brother's number in the Senior Bowl. And then they did something like during the Super Bowl because his brother was, you know, Eagles fan. It was very emotional. It was awesome. It was a great story. It had a happy ending to kind of carry on and remember his brother, who was a football player. I think it was at Princeton. So it's like absolutely an S tier, root for, cheer for the guy. And I mean, hey, this is not something where you're going to have to manipulate and try to make him good. He is coming in as a rookie, 6'1", 215 pounds, a slot wide receiver. This is going to be our depth behind Jacoby Myers, 73 with that hidden dev trait. You know, decent juice there. He's not a burner, but 83 catching, 80 catching traffic. His route runnings are on point. He has good agility, good spec catch. He's definitely going to be, you know, maybe he's our wide receiver 3-4 and doesn't get all the looks, but he's going to be a valuable player in this rebuild. We got Trey Tucker, who has like 95 plus speed. We have Tommy Malone, who was a quarterback in college, 92 speed, 95 acceleration. We have 76 catches. He's a convert. He has 82 throw power. His accuracies are like in the 60s. There is a new role in your depth chart in Madden 26 where you have a gadget player. This will be our gadget player because he can actually throw the football. But the man, the myth, the soon-to-be legend, I think, in this whole series, even more so than Ashton Jeanty, we have Dante Thornton Jr., 68 hidden depth, 6'5", 205. Now, it needs to be worth saying, if you go on our lads, you look at any of the buzz coming out of Raiders training camp, he's probably going to start for the Raiders this year. Like, he is, it's one of those, how did the NFL overthink this? 6'5". Got the dev trait, 96 speed, 94 acceleration. You know, catching, route running, it's a work in progress. You know, that deep route running at 74, his release at 72. Those are definitely areas that we want to improve. But speed kills, my scheme, speed kills, especially when you are 6'5" with 96 speed and you get the bonus of a hidden dev trait. We're going to try our best to make him a special player. We got some interesting faces in the running back room. McCormick, Zamir White. They got a veteran in Raheem Mostert, who still has a little bit of juice. Not necessarily the same speed he had, you know, during his peak. But we just need depth because this man right here is going to run the show. Ashton Jeanty is an incredible talent. He comes in with an 83 hidden dev. Now, I know everyone is enamored with Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter being an 84, and that's being one of the highest rated rookies we've seen in like a decade plus. But an 83 for Jeanty, still in comparison to like the last 5 years of Madden, is an S-tier rookie rating. I will say, from a Madden standpoint, he's not ridiculously overpowered, but I mean, it's in line with what he is in real life. Jeanty's not a guy that's going to come in with like 95 speed, 95 acceleration, just run away from everyone. He still has capable speed, capable acceleration. It's just he looks like a Pro Bowl player as a rookie. All the other stats, 92 carry, 87 break tackle, 87 ball carrier vision, the trucking, the stiff arm, the juke. He's literally a complete back. I'll be honest, I think they dogged him a little bit on his pass catching ability. Like 2 years ago at Boise State, not so much last year, but like he was catching 40, 50 balls. Like he was a do-it-all and is a do-it-all running back. And I think honestly, that was just an area like if they gave him probably accurate catching and receiving numbers, he'd be like an 85, 86. So like, all right, we'll dog him a little bit on the receiving, but he is going to be that freaking dude. And I'm very excited. And I'm going to be honest, I did a video breaking down the rookie dev traits. I think I remember what this was, but I don't 100%. That would be pretty cool to find out. But let's go, baby. I love running the football. Now, the fullback is something that usually doesn't get shine. I'm incredibly disappointed. Of all the rookies, and this is a team that has 6 hidden dev rookies, which is very generous, they ruined J.J. Pegas. J.J. Pegas was a offensive weapon as well as a defensive tackle. Like, he played fullback. Meaningful snaps would consistently feature on the offense. He's a 55 in fullback. I was so disappointed. I thought we were going to have like a 300-pound, like high 60s fullback and have fun with it, which was pretty disappointing. I'm still going to throw him in there because it's kind of been like in my vision of how I want to handle this Raiders franchise. But for those of you that remember, when we did our Carolina Panthers franchise, we had Ian Thomas. We had to deal with his ugly contract. He was a tight end for the Panthers. Most Panther fans hated him. I moved him to fullback. He was actually incredible. He would eat as a lead blocker, like the first tackler, more often than not. So that may be a hidden weapon that we need to think about for our offense. But we will go with Peggy's to start. And then we have the quarterback room. Miller from North Dakota State. You had Aiden O'Connell, a.k.a. Farva from Super Troopers. And our quarterback one, Geno Smith. So looking at Geno Smith at 34 years old. Awesome story, man. I love the viral clip a couple days ago, him flipping off the fan in the stand, like he's feeling like he's buying into the history and the Raider mentality. And from a stat standpoint, I don't love the 88 throw power. That's probably because he's 34. But all the accuracies are on point. Still has some good mobility, 87 speed, 83 acceleration. But the fact of the matter is he's very expensive for the next 2 years. Right? I'm pretty sure we got, well, technically 3 years. $40 million, $26.5, $39.5 million. He does have the mentor tag, which is nice, something to keep mindful of. But the reality is for Geno Smith, when and where do we start targeting a successor? Should we do it this first draft class? Should we do it and wait to the second year? I think, you know, it's going to be a position that we have to prioritize, which is good because, like, I don't have to prioritize the offensive line. I'm not going to have to worry about tight end or running back. So, you know, you can make an argument for this Raiders team, at least offensively. Quarterback's the only position we are going to have to invest heavily into our scouting. Now we have a look at the defense. The defensive line being down Christian Wilkins just like that, it is pretty dire. Like, Butler's solid. I mean, I think in real life, Thomas Booker is going to bring some nice juice to that room, but as far as Madden's concerned, he's 64, doesn't even make, like, the depth chart from that standpoint. So that's rough. You do have Maxx Crosby, okay? That is kind of like the one, all right. For myself, I do tend to be a filthy casual and love the user of the defensive line, and in this case with the Raiders defense, it probably makes the most sense. Like, if you want to have the most probability to kind of make plays on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to be with Maxx Crosby, who is absolutely one of the best pass rushers in the league. So that, for him being on the roster, for him absolutely buying into the Raiders, I am very thankful. He has the relentless X Factor ability. When they enter the zone, their rush attempts are more free. Edge threat elite, no outsides. We got defensive rally and swim club. Okay, I can work with that. But outside of that, for the front seven, we got Tyree Wilson, who's trying to still fight off the claims that he's a first-round bust. Still a decent athletic profile. Kuntz is another guy. Part of our pass rush rotation is pretty valuable. Now, the linebacker core, getting Jermaine Pratt from the Bengals. He's solid. Don't have to worry about that. You have Landon Roberts, who's solid. Eichenberg. Jalen Walker is a guy, linebacker from Indiana, has like 92 speeds. Like, that's kind of like a fun little sleeper. But from preseason, maybe the story out of Raiders camp is Jamal Adams, the former All-Pro safety. They are utilizing him as a linebacker. Some could argue like playing that sub-linebacker role was always a strength, but at 29 years old, you know, looks not great as a safety, but as a linebacker, someone that we may be able to use her as somebody that could be a kind of fun story. This is also a defense that has Devin White. This is, and who will start for us at Sam. This is also a defense that has Jalen Smith, the former Notre Dame linebacker that was a potential first rounder, slipped to the second round because of injury. A lot of fun stories at linebacker, but none more fun than Jamal Adams, who is probably going to be my user if I am not going with Maxx Crosby. Rest through a free safety, we have Palomar, who's probably better than a 68 overall. We got Jeremy Chin, who has an awesome skill set, big-time athlete, big-time hitter. And then in the secondary, I mean, our first three corners I can live with. Eric Stokes gives us a little height, weight, speed. We have Darnay Holmes in the nickel, who I've always been a big fan of, even when he was on the New York Giants. Still, he's a 72, so let's temper expectations a little bit. But we have a very fun player here in Darian Porter, the rookie out of Iowa State. 74 overall. He's going to be our corner one. Darian Porter is like a prototypical Pete Carroll corner. 6'3", almost 200 pounds. Super long arms, going to start on the outside. 96 speed, 94 acceleration, 92 agility. 72 man, 75 press is solid. That 43 tackling is a little concerning. But overall, speed kills, speed wins, and hopefully he'll be a winner for us. Special teams are on point. Cole and Carlson are one of the best special teams units in the NFL. And here's how, before training camp, I'm kind of setting up our depth chart. We're going to go Pratt and Adams as our sub linebacker, Darnay Holmes in the nickel. We're going to go with Butler at nose tackle, Tyree Wilson, Maxx Crosby, Butler, and Lualu at the defensive line. Jacoby Myers with Betch as our two slots, Jeanty as power and third down back, and Tommy Malo as our gadget. So now it's time to have our introductory press conference for Pat Fees. Look at this guy, man. That guy's a beast. That guy commands a freaking room. That man bun is a power move. He knows he could cut it off. He knows he could let it hang low like a hippie. But he knows he's going to put up the man bun because it means it's all business. It means he's all locked in. Look at him walk through. Look at this. Command in the halls. Come on, coach. Let's sell these fans on what we're about to bring to the Vegas Raiders organization. Give me the hard-hitting questions. Coach, given your offensive background, what area of that unit do you think you'll have the biggest impact on? And I think for me personally, it's got to be Ashton Jeanty and the running backs. I love running the football. I love a dominating run game. So we're going to get that going. Moving more to off the field, what area have you emphasized as needing to be a big focus? I think for this team right now, player development is key, especially with those 6 hidden dev rookies. We're going to want to make sure that they develop, as far as developing on the offense. I'd probably say I'd go with receivers because we have Jack Betch. We have Deontay Thornton, 2 dev trait players. 2's better than 1 than just focusing on Ashton Jeanty. Last question, Coach. What will separate you from other coaches in this league? Ooh. Let's go. Let's go with high octane pace. That seems like something a guy with a man bun would say. Now it's time for training camp, where I am undoubtedly going to get gold medals in every single one of these drills. There's no chance I'm not getting a gold medal here. I've been in the lab. Look at that. Boom, in a ring. Got to get a couple bullseyes. Bullseyes are worth, I think, 4,000. But I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, we're going to have fun with this. These drills are 10 times harder than what they were. Like last year, they were literally close your eyes and you'd get gold medals. This year, dude, maybe it's just early and I got to get into a rhythm more. Like every drill is... Like, I've done all these passing. I've done every single one of these drills. Well, the receiving one is broken, which I'll show you guys. Much as we like Geno, he'll throw that football over the mountains every single time and Uncle Rico the ball. I think I've got gold medal, like, once on the running back. I'm going to hope maybe it'll be a little bit different as we get gold right there with Geno Smith with time to spare. But, like, in this drill in particular, in last year's game, like, you just high-passed it. High-pass was, like, the glitch to kind of get gold medal. This year, all I can tell you is just lob throw it. Look at that, Geno Smith. Don't write back. Like, we'll break some ankles there. We'll taunt a little bit. But like as you can see, I need 60,000 points to get a gold medal. We're gonna need to keep piling on some points here. I wish jumping there. I wish that would give me some extra point. Oh, come on, I'm in! Okay, 32, 14 seconds left. So we get a couple more goes out of this here. Break a couple ankles. But like even the ankle breakers, I'm getting 500. You know what I'm saying? So like, I still don't know from like a time budget standpoint, like where I'm kind of messing this up a little bit. Because like I feel like generally speaking, I've done pretty good in this drill. And there's even if I scored, like no chance that I was hitting the gold medal. All right, let's see if this drill works yet. All right, no, that's all I need to see. It's that every time. Absolute clinic. Charles Grant, the rookie, does not look like a rookie. Let's go. I have no one else for this drill that I want to use, so we're going with Maxx Crosby to show how it's done. But I'd be humbled, welcomely humbled, if one of the, some of these linemen step up, because we got, linemen that probably, for the most part, are going to get owned by Maxx Crosby caliber players, and that's unfortunately what happened in this drill. So we obviously got gold medals in the rest of the drills, and now it's time to get to the preseason. For our 3 preseason games, we're going to play the moments because I want the kind of finale of this episode to be week 1 of the regular season. So we start out first here in the preseason, a Pete Carroll, oh boy, type matchup here against the 81 overall Seattle Seahawks. Okay, can't tell if that's cloudy or rainy. Looks pretty typical Seattle weather. So I'm expecting to get their starters Sam Darnold, new era for them. But, I mean, the storylines. This is like a perfect week 1 matchup. Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, Jamal Adams, all players. I might even be missing a couple. But what I do know is defensively, we're going to get the rhythm that I found in College Football 26. Utilizing stunts on the defensive line. I think that's going to be very, very useful for us. Now, I do think we're going to probably want Maxx Crosby to be stunting as much as we can. Let's go. Let's see what we can do here. Maxx Crosby. Look at that pursuit. Jermaine Pratt and company. So it's a pretty good run defense here. 3rd and 7 coming up on this opening drive. We'll go cover 4. Let's get a Maxx Crosby stunt going on here. Again, I said Jamal Adams probably gonna be one of our users. We also could, think about moving maybe Jeremy Chin in as a sub backer. As they throw it up, get out of here. Good stand. That's a win. That's late. I was thinking about running themselves, but they still got their starters out there. Emanwari, 2nd round pick. Honestly, Tucker has like 95 speed. This is another guy that's very, very fun. Even though maybe he's not as fun as Jack Betts or Thornton with their dev traits, he's a very good player. I will say one thing I'm feeling we might need. We might need a little Keith Taylor on this team, in this secondary. Just to have him out there. Not to meme him. Not to make it more than what it is. I just feel like having him on the roster, that could be something. I think he's on the Falcons. Look at this drive here. Taking the easy throws as they come, but they are coming. 1st and 10 on the 19. I'm not going to say anything about that catch animation because that was not the best throw. Well, only so many plays we can run with our play cooldown. Let's get a touchdown here. Thick. Oh, it's Emanwari again. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting that the Seahawks still have their starters in. Well, let's go. Trey Tucker on the board. I'm happy I at least got one drive, and it was nothing but turnovers this whole game. Tell you what, man. Trey Tucker's making plays. This isn't a big... I don't think we have a lot of positions on the depth chart that I'm really looking for a preseason standout. But I think this is just a reminder that anytime Trey Tucker's out there, we got to do. Unfortunately, offensive line couldn't hold up. Maybe let's get a little bomb here. I mean, we got no throw power on Aiden O'Connell. Unfortunately, that is a glaring weakness of old Farva's game here. But we'll see if we can get a shot here on 4th and 1. We can just lob it to Johnson. Okay. You got Jacoby Myers out there. That's the sign we want to win this. Pete Carroll's like, I hate... Let's go! Aiden O'Connell. Who says the preseason doesn't matter? Farva. Leader Cola. Car Ramrod. I got those references. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But with the game on the line in the Pete Carroll, Geno Smith revenge preseason game, Aiden O'Connell puts the team on his back. And the Raiders start the preseason 1-0. And my takeaway, a little worried about the run game, but Trey Tucker, stock is going up. Usering Jamal Adams at linebacker, stock is going up. Now we got our player upgrades from our drills that we did. One for Geno Smith, which we might as well... I mean, I kind of want to go stronger, but I think it's going to be pretty unrealistic at this point to get him to gain throw power. He's stuck at 88 throw power. Love to get that up to 90, but it's going to be pretty tough to do. Now we actually got 2 skill points for Mad Max, which I think we'll go 1 in power rusher because the thresholds. I'm pretty sure there's probably a couple things that might not be unlocked until he's a 95. be optimistic in that department. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. I don't need to cheese him, though, to make him like a 98 if I went right into speed roster. Let's just make him an all-around type player. Ashton Jeanty gets 2 upgrade points, and we're going to go right into his at least one, which will bring him to tie Travis Hunter for the highest rated rookie in this game. Break, tackle, carry, juke move. And I think I'm going to want to show a little love to receiving back because his receiving numbers are a little bit of a letdown. And from that first preseason game, a lot of offensive plays here that are going to involve the running back running some routes for us. So I think this will be a position that we also will focus on as he upgrades throughout the year. And then the rookie Charles Grant getting gold medal in the O-line drill, got 4 skill points, which we're going to be able to put all into Agile to continue to make him a scheme fit. But just like that, goes from playing the rookie with the dev trait, even though his backup may be more high rated, to having an outstanding training camp and being the clear-cut starter at right tackle. What a value pick for the Raiders in the draft. Get this tackle, a little old William and Mary. Looks like a stud. Our coach leveled up to level 3 off of the win. And I will say my worry of, are we going to be able to run the football? Well, we have Blitzbuster, which could help. But I'm looking here also at Trench Baron, which is going to give us double team run blocks more successful. And then as you work your way down, it's going to be resistance to quick block shed moves, so like insta shed. Now, I think my issue more so is linebackers just coming free and stuffing us in short yardage. But at least we're going to have more than enough abilities that should be able to aid the run game if we do continue to struggle. So I will say, as we now move past training camp week, I think that's annoying, but it's the gamble that you take, is Camp Counselor is active for 4 more weeks. So to get all these boosts to have an outstanding training camp, there's kind of the pros and cons of it. Is like, now that we're beyond it and I'm not getting any value, I can't, it takes up a spot for 4 weeks, or it's going to carry over into the regular season, which is going to cost us some abilities that, like, we could, especially on the offense, get a little bit more boost to our run game if we wanted to, but we took the gamble of getting the training camp boost. But we now have our 6 focused training spots. I feel like this is probably where we need it to be. Jeanty, Porter, Thornton, Rogers, Grant, and I'm going to go with Jackson Powers Johnson. Couple different options I was considering for that 3rd spot, but I think for the second-year man, the center, Brock Bowers could get it. I think you could probably consider maybe Jack Betch could get it, but because Betch is not like a clear-cut starter for us right now, I think maybe there's a little bit more value for Jackson Powers Johnson. I'm probably going to rotate that throughout the year, honestly, so we do get Jack Betch from TLC, as I do have big plans for him in this series to be a weapon for us at wide receiver. From our second training practice, we do get nice upgrades. Darian Porter with 1, Jack Betch with 2. So for Darian Porter, the great, he's as Pete Carroll of a Pete Carroll corner as you're going to get. So obviously, as a rookie, a scheme fit, even though we may want to, I think zone upgrades tend to be where you can kind of increase that tackling, as I don't love him having 43 tackle right now. I love Betch getting 2 upgrades because he's kind of, I don't want to say outside looking in for the wide receiver room, but like I kind of have a plan of how I'm going to get everybody involved. But for wide receiver, I think Betch, I think Trey Tucker, like Betch from a dev trade upside standpoint, Tucker from pure 95 speed standpoint. It's kind of a pro and con. But I hope, I'm going to be very happy as he continues to develop as a rookie, even if, his snaps on the field and an impact on the field year 1 is not that great. The former Battle of the Bay, I think it was called. Still got some rivalry going on here against the 49ers as the Raiders look to make it 2-0 here in the preseason. Home game, let's go. First home game, preseason or not. Light the torch. Charles Woodson, let's go. Good little walk. We're not going to get the full. We'll say that for, I don't know actually if our first game is a home game or not, but here we go. Great opening drive. 2nd and 4 in the red zone. Let's get a little Ashton Jeanty going on here. Come on, boys, up front, especially that right-hand side. That's where I want to see it. Niners don't have the defensive line that they once had. Still have good players, don't get me wrong. But I don't think, Michael Williams and Bosa's not out there. Oh, baby, look at this play. Oh, we got the... Oh, how are you not giving me that first down? No, go for it. This is going to be my learning. Because if I struggle on short yardage, we're going to remember that for week 1 in the regular season. That is just... Oh, baby. That it does work. That's what I want to see. I want to see it work sometimes. It doesn't work all the time. We're not an elite offensive line. We are going to fail on short yardage sometimes. But as long as it's not all the time, as long as it's not most of the time, I can live with that. As most... Oh, I thought that was going to be Jeanty. Mostert punches it in for the opening drive score for the Raiders. Great statement here against the Niners. Here we go. We're going to come in on a 3rd and 7. Got our starters out. Texas 2-man will control Maxx Crosby. See if we can get after Brock Purdy here. No way. There's no way. So we got through as you got hit. Okay, good to know. I mean, secondary does suck. Come on. 350 pounds. Oh, and he's in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't want to vulture Jeanty too much this year, but that is going to be a part of our playbook. Here we go. Colin Johnson using every bit of that 6'5" frame. Clutch throw there by Aiden O'Connell in the red zone. The Raiders got themselves a lead again. And we get another 3rd down. I mean, this team's holding their own. Oh. Crush there. I mean, I've yet to kick a field goal in this game. Beast. Touchdown buffer right there, insurance. Great kick, Carlson. Get you going for the preseason. Another 3rd down chance here. 3rd and 1. Clock is running. 2 turnovers for the 49ers offense. We got Mostert. That's a little bit of revenge, right? Mostert was deemed replaceable by the Niners. We're just got a revenge tour of games here. First game, Pete Carroll. Even though Pete Carroll's not here, but he's here in spirit. This game here, you know, we got some Niners that were castaways. What else are we going to run here? 2nd and goal. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to modify his stats, even though I think they're wildly incorrect and undervalue what he was in college. We are doing an offline franchise. If at any point they correctly adjust his stats to give him some fullback stats, because I don't know, maybe the Raiders aren't going to use him as a fullback. I'd love to see him, like the Saints. They have, I can't remember his name, but Saints have a D tackle that they use a lot at fullback. I would really love to, like, if he gets updated, I will update his stats in this. But if not, we don't need update. He's getting the job done as the Raiders are 2-0 in preseason play, beating the Niners 31-17. Nice, we're getting some pretty nice loadout progress as well. Very close to getting that 200 rushing yards in game 2 that will start giving us some mastery unlocks on After School Tutor. Even though I don't really see any way to regress that ability. So now we have a meeting with our trainer, where he's talking what role does we want him to focus on. Healing Accelerator, which allows players to heal faster. Practice Protector, which is injury prevention. And Probable Status Shift, which is player availability. I think overall I want Healing Accelerator. I feel like that across the board gives us a little more value. Pretty cool. After our final training of preseason, Porter gets another upgrade. And I do think at this point, if we're getting these kind of bonuses, we got to work on that tackling. I think it's so low we will constantly get like +2. Maybe not constantly, every time. But I think like every other upgrade here, it's going to improve his tackling. We got +2 there, up to 45. I honestly think we're going to keep upgrading that until he gets into the 60s. Final preseason game time. We go on the road against the Arizona Cardinals in a matchup that is trying to have the Raiders start with perfection here. 3-0 start, undefeated in the preseason, giving us all the momentum going into week 1. Chance on offense. 2 field goals by the... There we go. Finally a chance to come in. And a touchdown on this drive puts the good guys right back in the lead. Geno Smith out there. We got the full starters. We'll just flick of the wrist here to Brock Bowers. Matched up. Great matchup. Great preseason test here against Budda Baker. If you can get open against Budda Baker, there's a lot of safeties you're going to be able to get open against that we're going to see this season. Here. There we go. Just get that little confidence boost going into week 1. When those preseason stats don't matter. Shout out the Jags kicker that hit a 70-yard kick last night. Well, on the 1, I think we know what play we're going to run. Does get popped, don't matter. Big Sexy's in. Look, that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the preseason. More than Jeanty. Oh, we get a turnover. Okay. This team wants to play for that perfect preseason. I don't know about giving it to the 6'6" guy as our... Ooh, what a juke! Colin Johnson trying to make the roster. We're going to send Johnson in motion here and also try to get him the football. Mismatch nightmare here in the red zone. Oh, okay, that happened. Okay. Cool. That didn't look weird at all. Colin Johnson! He is making this roster. Trey Tucker, oh, to the 1. Oh, I think we know. We still got a timeout, so I think we know what play we need to run here. Bring out Big Sexy. 92, Peggy's. Yes! Unstoppable. Go look at his old Miss tape if you don't believe me. Let me play this. I'm going to play this whole thing. We're going to go for 2. Oh, man. I mean, hopefully this works, right? Clearly, we know what we got to do. Will the operation work? And it is Trey Tucker! 2-point conversion! And I think the Raiders just completed a undefeated... It's a preseason, right? But for me, figure it out all Madden in the preseason, undefeated, I myself have confidence going into the first game of the regular season. Let's go, Coach Pat Phoenix. Got these guys playing motivated, inspired football. Off of our perfect preseason, Charles Grant gets another upgrade point, bringing him up to a 75 overall before he takes a regular season snap. +5. Huge. And with the perfect preseason, we are now a level 4 coach. And at level 4, regressed a little bit in heavy eye play set. We have unlocked Angry Runner. Could use that. Could utilize that with Jeanty for sure. Peggy's. We got to get rid of 17 players. I'm going to try and stash as many as I can on the practice squad. So we have Runyon, one of the more athletic tight ends from this class. Don't really need Harper. We got Lindenberg at linebacker. Don't really need him. Humphrey at corner. 88 speed corner. Not overly interested. Josh Joyner can go practice squad. Jalen Walker's a guy that I want to continue to develop. He's undersized, but he was awesome at Indiana. And he is a linebacker. 92 speed. I think that's a perfect developmental guy. I don't really want to stash a 29-year-old corner or a wide receiver there. Zach Carter, Florida Gator bias. We have Justin Shorter, Florida Gator bias. We'll throw him on the practice squad. Michael Barrett at linebacker, our 4th linebacker. He'll go P squad. Andre Carter, 3rd edge. He'll go P squad. Jalen Smith, we don't, I think we need to limit the amount of feel-good stories. We'll have Devin White and we'll have Jamal Adams. Sam Webb at 27 years old. Don't need the veteran there. How many more do we got to go? Ooh. I want Tommy Malone on this roster. as our gadget player, in case we want to know. So I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to get rid of Zach Carter here. So got 4 players good. So we'll throw Gainer on the practice squad. We'll go Hufford on the P squad. We'll go Cam Miller on the P squad. And I suppose we'll put maybe Hemingway here on the P squad. So before we get into our week 1 matchup against the Patriots, this is our first chance to take a look at the draft class. I've gone ahead and min-maxed the scouting staff as it stands. I got our 3-star scout focusing on quarterback, as it is a strength overall in the class. And it works out well because all 3 of those positions, quarterback, corner, and defensive tackle, are positions we have to get better at. And this comes to gamble with how we're going to handle Geno Smith, because if we feel like Geno Smith's a multi-year starter, it makes a lot of sense for us to prioritize defensive tackle, because defensive tackle is very dire for this team right now. But anytime you're saying QB might be the best, like, you gotta have a chance of getting your long-term franchise quarterback. So we're gonna focus on that. I maxed out the West region, where we have quarterback and corner. Max out the Central region, where we get quarterback and wide receiver. So we're gonna have pretty much every quarterback in this year's class fully scouted. In the Northeast, we're gonna focus on defensive tackle. And in the Southeast, we're going to focus on corner. It's kind of the one region that didn't really work out too well for us to min-max for our roster. Taking a look at the prospects, it's never a bad year when you have 2 top 5 options, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 total first-round grade quarterbacks. Maybe one of these guys will be the guy. I would say, looking outside of this, our next big position need is that defensive tackle position. And there's definitely some value. We have 2 legit first-rounders, a couple other guys that are bubble players. Looking, is there any nose tackle cheese that could be potentially open to us? We got 2 of them right here in Whittington and Eddie Bowles. So those could be fun value picks as well to potentially bring in. So it does at least look like there's going to be strength at quarterback, and, like, you know, the strengths of the class that they told us certainly are checking out here. Got a lot of depth at corner as well. I think this is another position. I think corner and linebacker are 2 positions you might want to show a little TLC towards. And it looks like there definitely have plenty of options there. I will say one thing I noticed looking at these quarterbacks: 5'11", 232, 5'11", 228, and 5'11", 230. Interesting. Now, I think from a lineup perspective, I'm good with where we are going from the preseason. I think Colin Johnson certainly stood out. I am going to actually put Trey Tucker just ahead of Jack Betch. But, you know, if we go 4 wide, they're both going to be on the field. No other changes. Offensive line, like, no position battle is really determined. Like, that's going to be our guy. Like, our linebacking core, we're going to have Adams, Pratt, and Landon Roberts. Crosby and Wilson at edge. D-line is primarily going to be Butler and Fotu, even though we'll up Piggies a little bit and maybe get him on the field. Wasn't in love with our cornerback play in the preseason, so these guys are going to be under fire. I want to be impressed. And going against the Patriots, you know, not the toughest assignment you're going to find from a wide receiver department that we're going to have to deal with this season. So from a loadout standpoint, we are still stuck with camp counselor for another week, which is a little bit of a bummer. So we're going to have to make sure that we give ourselves the best chance here with one ability, which is the number 1 that is going to give us the best chance. And I think I'm looking at probably Dr. Dots, maybe? How about old Geno Smith here in the season opener on the road? And final practice before game number 1. I love seeing our young bucks here continuing to get better in practice. With Thornton, we go playmaker. It goes him from a 68 up to a 70 overall. And I love seeing that +4 to his release. And for Jeanty, I'm not going to do it every single time, but I think from a skill set standpoint, I'm more concerned about him as receiving back. It might not bump up his base overall, but I want to kind of raise the floor of him as a pass catcher as best I can. So here we go, the finale of episode number 1, game number 1 on the road, winnable. I don't know how many games I'm going to be able to say that for this whole season for the Raiders. We're on paper very winnable. This is certainly a team that's on the bottom side of the AFC. But I think, even though, yes, they got Drake May, and yes, they went and got Milton Williams, and a couple key pieces, Stephon Diggs, Travion Henderson got some good speed. This is a game to a man. The Raiders have a chance. We arguably have more star power, and hopefully that shows up on full display Here in the season opener, just something doesn't feel right for the season opener. Just give me 1 second here. It's what I do. Where else? On YouTube, Madden 26. Are you going to find better storylines and someone that will look like they're in the Insane Clown Posse for the sake of entertainment? So if it is your first time stopping by, hit that subscribe button. And let's get in to week 1, Raiders, Patriots. Now we're on the road, Gillette Stadium. It's not the same home like it was when Tom Brady was there, but they got Gronk or dinging the bell. Let's get Geno here. Love to see him maybe flip the double birds to some fans. Make that a trend. Make that his pregame warm-up. There's no way we're not starting this series with an Ashton Jeanty run. Hopefully, it's positive yardage. Oh, it's that. A whole lot more. Let's go, kid. 12 yards. Welcome to the NFL. Again. We might got something here. Ooh, okay. Okay, you don't need a pile driver him. Well, this is a little bit of a revenge game, too. We got Jacoby Myers. Kind of forced it there. I think we might have been able to get that back to Brock Bowers. We got Thornton to test the speed. The problem with Thornton's speed is we only have the 88 throw power of Geno Smith. Deontay Thornton, first grab of the series, is a Superman dive for the 70 overall rookie who the Raiders can't believe fell to us in the draft. Look at that separation. Chef's kiss. Oh, Brock Bowers, dude. Who's that, Gonzalez? Is he 0? I like that. I mean, that's a tough matchup. 4th and 5. Opening drive. I can't. We don't do this and settle for field goals. We don't do this and punt in enemy territory. 4th and 5. I went Jeanty pass pro on this one. Let's go, Thornton. Safe grab. Oh, baby. As much as we love Ashton Jeanty, if there's one play that we found in the preseason, the ball on the 1 yard line, that we are going to do, it is feeding our 310-pound offensive super weapon, JJ Pegues. Let's go. Raiders score. Opening drive. Methodical pass and run. Complimentary offensive football. And it was all new faces. Ashton Jeanty, Deontay Thornton, and finished off with our super weapon, Big Sexy. Look at that. No one wants to tackle him. No one gets posterized. What a drive. There we go. Look at that. Big TFL. Devin White, Jeremy Chin, Jamal Adams. Oh. Here we go, Max. Mad Max in the backfield. It's a couple push-ups. Opens up his TFL account. Look at that. Doesn't matter in coverage. He's a hawk. Zone hawk. 3rd and 11. Another terrific opportunity. Let's go Maxx Crosby here. For the Raiders to get off the field on the road and completely eliminate the fans. Oh, no. It's on Darnay Holmes. The nickel makes the tackle. And with that, the Raiders defense gets off the field. Oh, man, the diving catches. This team is balling out. They're inspired by the paint. 2nd and 13. See if we can get some of that back with a Jeanty screen pass, which, ooh, will break an ankle. Loved Powers Johnson there to get a block. Ooh. Okay, no, he's getting back up. He's tough. 3rd and 7. We'll get to see. This is why, man, there's a lot of plays in this playbook. They're going to have Jeanty running all sorts of routes out of the backfield. That's why we're working on him as a receiver. He's just such a weapon. Jeanty! Beautiful. If they didn't have Gonzalez back there, that might have been a house call. Like, he's a matchup. Those 50-50 tough catches. Bowers is so good. We got to trust him in most of the situations. Every now and again, he'll get messed up against a Christian Gonzalez. But for the most part, against anybody else in this league, that is a very favorable matchup. We'll go Deontay Thornton, the rookie, having a hell of a half. One Jeanty pass pro here. Deontay Thornton, let's go, man. He's so overpowered. We're going to make him so good. Not every game is the Patriots and avoiding Gonzalez and everybody else picking on their secondary. But man, oh man, what a debut. Let's go, Max. Oh my God, dude, coverage sack. Wasn't actually a sack, but that was all the DBs doing their job. Jeanty! Oh, where's that second gear? We're coming right back to it, Jacoby Myers. Come on. First play all game I've hesitated. Can't do it, man. Just gotta commit. Trey Tucker, look at that. Just a foot race against one of the best young DBs in the league. This is a dream start by the Raiders. This could all come crashing down in the second half, maybe, but I'm not seeing a single thing that the Patriots are doing offensively or defensively that worries me right now. Stop a blitz here. Shoot that gap, Jamal. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Last line of defense does its job. Oh, my God. Jamal Adams, user. I love this. I love that. I love the fact that, like, I'm, at least for a half, I'm feeling pretty good with Jamal Adams. And then, obviously, the story of him, like, kind of reinventing his career here. And that is a drop. What are they going to do? I think you got to go for it at home. It's Mike Vrabel. I think all Braves would go for it. That's exactly what we are getting. We'll bring the blitz again. Okay, that's our guy in motion there. What? How is that not a pick? You literally hugged me. It's a free play. I think they're offside on that. Free 10 yards. Thank you very much. 3rd and 1. He's not just a red zone merchant. Got to have it midfield. Still got our 2 timeouts. Let's go, piggies. Deontay Thornton has so much free room to run. Like, we'll play this somewhat conservatively because I will take points. But this is shocking. Just go right there. Man, it is just child's play. I said at the beginning, belt to ass. And this is belt to ass. Oh, Max, another TFL. 3rd and 9. Now, you almost got to wonder, are they even kicking field goals? Thinking field goals right now? Get out of here, man. Perfect coverage. Ran the route for him. I haven't played a game of ball bad this good in my entire life. Black Hole ebooks coming out soon. $9.99 Canadian. It's like I'm giving it away. That dude just... anything we want is working right now. Is Ashton Jeanty very close to hitting the century-yard mark in his NFL debut? This is going to be bad news for the Patriots. If I can run this game out, we got wear and tear turned on. I don't need, in a game that, look how, in a game that we're clearly going to win, I think, just see it out. Keep our guys fresh for next week. This is so... I couldn't have dreamed up. Hot double cross. We got Jacoby Myers going in motion. no. -3 throw power. Come on, Stokes. Freaking corners, man. 4th and goal on the 9. We're going to watch the running back. No, dude, come on! You can get this to Brock Bowers, man. The one guy's kind of been a little quiet here today. Who we know is so good. Thornton, because it's what he does. Why are they not cover? I get it. They probably look at the scout report, 6th round, 5th round pick. Whatever he is, he clearly shouldn't be out here dominating the way they do. They just disrespected him. This is a Patriots team that thought they were in for a cakewalk because the Raiders had all these rookies. We've been moving the football at will. Then we'll just go Brock Bowers. Easy does it, matched up against slow safety and the Raiders. I don't think we're going to screw this up, but okay, I won't say it now. I don't want to jinx it. We got a 4th down for the Patriots, trying to go no huddle. Guys, got a couple opportunities here to get a nice little pick, build some confidence in the secondary. Oh my God. In a different game, Maxx Crosby has a hat trick of sacks. 4th and 6, come on, let's get him. Let's get him at least one here. Cap the game off. Oh, come on, fellas. Garbage time. Let's have some respect. Make him earn it. Okay. Let's go, baby. It's the magic. We're not doing this every time. But when we need to aura farm and play our best football, this is our finishing move. This is our special. Because I probably have never played a better game of all Madden in my freaking life. Everything worked. Geno Smith is on point. Our receivers got open. Our O-line blocked. Our D-line. That's probably the one area I think we could have got more sacks, more pressure at the quarterback. But at linebacker, we're on point. Our corners, when they're asked to do anything outside of tackling, checked out. Perfect on our kicks. Welcome to the Madden 26 Raiders franchise. Looking at the stats, Geno Smith, 270 yards, 73% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, no picks, a perfect debut. Jeanty, 20 carries, 164 yards. We got the 1 touchdown from the big sexy at fullback. Receiving Deontay Thornton, or Dante Thornton. It's probably that one. 9 catches, $150 touchdown. Brock Bowers with a touchdown. Jacoby Myers against his former team where there is bad blood. Touchdown. Trey Tucker, who stood out during the preseason. Touchdown. Defensively, we got 10 tackles for Jeremy Chin. No sacks on the day, but nice TFLs. 2 for Lonnie Johnson, 2 for Mad Max, 2 for Jamal Adams. We didn't get any, When did that happen? What? I played every snap. When did that happen? A lot of success here for our loadout progress. Upgraded the heavy eye play sheet, so close to getting the mastery of After School Tutor. And off that win, the 1-0 Raiders have the #1 offense, top 5 passing offense, #2 rushing offense, and a defense that, if that wasn't garbage time, maybe we would have been locked in a little bit more. I played some of my backups in the second half, but you're not going to find a better start. We've yet to lose. 3-0 in the preseason, 1-0 with a belt-to-ass over the Patriots on the road, 41-23. And that will do it for episode 1 of our Madden 26 Vegas Raiders franchise mode. If it is your first time stopping by, you are not going to want to miss out on the can't-miss Madden 26 franchise going on here on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button. We recently hit a milestone of 180,000 subscribers here on the channel. And right now it is strap the rocket to the back. We're ready to go. 200,000 subscribers is the next big goal. And hey, if you're stopping by for the channel for the first time, my name is C4. I've been making Madden content for over 15 years here on the YouTubes. Hey, come on. All right? Come on. Were you not entertained? Let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to be an absolute stud for us this season. Who are you most excited to see? Do you agree that this should only come out, you know, gotta have its special moments? I had a lot of fun. Shout out to the old Ball and Shane for hooking me up here. The whole time I was like, please, don't make me look like ICP. Don't make me look like a juggalo. Don't make me look like I'm in Kiss. Be inspired, though. Work some magic. Maybe a little sting. Feeling good. Feeling like I'm a part of the black hole. Feeling like this Raiders franchise is going to be epic. And I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, I ask maybe likes, comments for the algorithm. Helps out this video in terms of discoverability for new people finding out what we're doing here over on the channel for all things Madden 26 and College Football 26. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace. I love you. Have a good one.